Have you been going through a lot of emotional turmoil for some time now? Are you battling with so many thoughts and dealing with very intense emotions that sometimes make you cry, make you so angry at people, or make you hate people, or even make you not want to be with people at all? Then this video is for you. Hello and welcome. My name is Eunice, and in this video, I'm going to show you one strategy that can help you deal with the thoughts that keep you off balance. Let's talk about how writing down your thoughts can make you very successful. Now, here's the backstory to how I started journaling. I experienced some days of intense emotions. I was deeply being overtaken by my feelings and my emotions. I felt very lonely. I felt quite depressed. I felt anxious. I felt not cared for. And I just didn't know what to do. I couldn't pray. I couldn't read my Bible. I felt very helpless and I felt very hopeless too. I knew God was there for me, but I just couldn't figure out how to reach out to Him. And sadly, the people around me could not help me either. So I went through this dark season of my life and it was very difficult. However, one morning I woke up and I had a thought that I was really burdened and overwhelmed with numerous thoughts, and the thoughts were so endless. They just keep coming and coming and coming, and whenever they come, they just overtake my emotions. Even though I struggled to pray, I will whisper prayers here and there, and I believe my husband must have been praying for me too. So I woke up one morning and I just had a thought that get a diary and start writing these thoughts in it, every single thing that you are thinking about. So I searched through our study and I found this diary, and thankfully it was empty. So I decided to use it as my journal book. So I picked the diary, looked for a pen, and I started writing. I just wrote anything and everything that was in my mind at the time. I wrote it just as it is, as raw as it is, not trying to check my grammar, trying to make sure I am corrected. Nothing. The very thoughts that were running through my mind. I feel lonely. I feel unloved. I met this person. I felt she was unkind to me. I couldn't say sorry to this person when I stepped on their toe. Every single thing that I was experiencing and I was thinking about, I wrote everything down. And I woke up that morning feeling burdened. So as I sat down to write these things, I realized the burden was just going away gradually. And it was quite unbelievable for me, yet I was very happy because I was tired of feeling the way that I was feeling. So I kept writing my thoughts, writing about what I thought about people around me, what I thought about my husband, my parents, my siblings, my friends, the things around me, the things I want to do, the things I've heard people say about me, everything, even the things I have not heard, but I think people are saying about me. I wrote everything down. And by the time I was done, I think I had gone through a true therapy session. I felt such a relief that I had not felt in quite a while. Then I asked myself, whoa, I never knew that journaling was such a beautiful thing. I was so grateful to God for helping me to realize that I could write my thoughts down. One thing I noticed also in my story was that after I wrote my thoughts down, I didn't think about those things anymore. Because anytime they were just about coming into my mind just, I don't know how it does it, but it just somewhere in my mind that it is kept. These thoughts are actually, they've been stored somewhere, so you don't have to think about them. So I just happened not to think about them anymore. And remember, these were the thoughts that were bringing the negative emotions that I was experiencing, and that was making me feel very low and very down and very unmotivated. So, how can you start journaling? The first thing is to look for a diary that you love. It has to be a diary that you find very nice and beautiful. The pages should be designed in a way that you will simply love to write in all the time. Also, find a writing, okay, a pen or a marker, whatever you are comfortable with, that you will use to write in your diary. I know that you may be considering a digital diary. You can explore that. I have loved my pen and paper diary, and so that is what I can recommend for you. But of course, you can explore a digital diary to see how it works. The only challenge I sometimes have with making notes on my phone is that I may as I write those notes and I'm enjoying that moment with myself to pen down my thoughts, I may have interruptions from notifications from my apps here and there. So I prefer to use the hard copy and my pen to write it down while I keep my phone far away from me. So this is how you can start journaling. It can be any simple diary you can come across and then start writing today. The next thing to do is just write. Write down today's date and any experience you have for the day, write it down. You don't have to write every experience. If you don't write today, it's okay. Don't set rules for yourself that is not going to put pressure on you. Write when you want to write, when you feel like writing, when you are burdened with some thoughts, then you write. As often as you are able in the day, write. But remember that when you write, you are able to transfer those thoughts into the book or the diary so you don't have to think about them again. So if you are intentional about writing, it will save you a lot. However, there is no pressure here. You don't have to write every day. Write when you are able, when you want to, and when you think it's just right for you to write. Let me share with you some of the benefits I have seen from journaling that you will also benefit from. So journaling frees your mind from excess thoughts or from thoughts that bring negative emotions to you. So when we feel something, it comes from thoughts that are in our mind. Therefore, when you write those thoughts down, your mind is freed from thinking about those things anymore. So your mind is no more required to think about those things. And so you are saved of the emotions that follow those thoughts. Because whenever those thoughts want to surface, your mind will just register, it will just prompt that you have it stored somewhere, so you don't have to actually think about it. You can always refer to it when you want to. Now, journaling also helps you clarify your thoughts because in the process of writing down your thoughts, you get to think about your thoughts. So you'll be writing it down, and as you are writing, you are thinking about the things you are thinking about, and it helps you really clarify your thoughts and help you to really understand the things you are thinking about and make it very clear to you, because there are times when your thoughts will just be jamming up. One thought will flood in from here, another from here, and then it keeps jamming up in your mind. But when you journal, these thoughts are clarified and you're able to put them into proper perspective for you to really have an understanding of what is going on in your mind. Journaling also helps you to communicate clearer and better. Now remember, when you are journaling, your thoughts are clarified in your mind. You are able to communicate what you are thinking to another person better, either by words or by actions. So if you've had people misunderstand you in certain ways or in some things that you have said, try journaling. You will better be able to communicate and they will understand you much better than they ever have. Again, when you want to have a discussion with another person, you can write down the conversation you want to have. So write down your points and write down the things you hope to discuss with your beloved or your loved one, so that when you sit to talk, you don't have any anxiety about forgetting some things that are very important for you, you want to talk about. So make sure that if you decide that, so for instance, I decide I want to talk to my husband about something, when I have time, as the thoughts are coming through my mind, what I want to tell him, I'll just keep writing them down. Point 1 is this, point 2 is that, point 3 is that. So when I sit with him and I get his audience, I just pick my diary. Then I start, okay, this is the first point. All right, so babe, this is what I'm thinking of talking to you about, this, and that. When we have exhausted that point and we still have time, I move to the second point. So by the time we are done with the conversation, I will feel very satisfied because I will have spoken about all that I want to speak about. I would have been heard on all that I want to be heard on, and I will get feedback on all that I want to get feedback on. He will also understand me better because no thoughts will be hanging in, and I would have been saved the possibility of forgetting something important that I would have loved to discuss with him, which may show up in my mind at a time when he is unavailable, and so I will not be able to talk to him about it. So there we have it. Journaling is very important, it's therapeutic, It is useful, it saves you so much stress, it helps keep negative emotions away from you, and it frees you to live a very joyful, happy life that you will simply love. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.